You also engaged us for the Safe Passage service, where my husband Ian actually drove both of you, your baby, your fur baby, and your vehicle from, the start of Mexico, basically all the way to Puerto Vallarta. Mike, for you, why was it something that you were considering versus again just trying to wing it yourself or try to, you know, use the Facebook pundits?
Yeah, well, the safe passage, Ian did an excellent job. It was just so, um, I mean, moving to another country, driving through places, and of course, I can honestly say I have yet to see a cartel. What you're told in America about how crime-ridden Mexico is, and we went through some places, but it was just, first of all, it's a lie, but second of all, I just felt confident, much better to have somebody else drive the vehicle so I could actually like look around and see and look at things. But it also, he knew the roads to take, so we didn't have to sit and plan. This was tried and true, and he had just done it earlier in that week. And this is the same route he's been using, I think, since the program started, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
So having that experience and where to stop, even to the gas stations and even like the taco trucks at the gas station, which were phenomenal, but the right gas stations to stop at, and all these things. It just made it really, really easy. I got a lot of great video, and it was, I mean, it's a moving to another country is quite, burdensome and scary at times, and then trying to import your vehicle. And I have like a camper van kind of situation, which when I went to import it, I didn't get a normal vehicle permit. I got a 10-year permit for like $50. So that wound up being great. And I don't know how I negotiated that. But Ian tells you where to go, what to do, when to do it. And it just worked. It wasn't like you were being told like a child, like you got to do this and this, but it just made it so easy. And it took a lot of stress off of something that could have been a lot more stressful, especially since we had possibly, or I had preconceived notions about, how Mexico really is. I've only been to places for either work, where I was escorted from the airport, or for pleasure, where you're the same way, escorted from the airport to the resorts. So it just, so that there wasn't that nervousness. And it was like, to me, almost worth the cost just to be able to film and video. And we were locked out for because we went the weekend of an election. So the traffic, I mean, what we learned, because I do want to bring my van back to the United States, and we most likely will go the same route we came. However, as Ian said, there was an election, so a lot of places were closed. There wasn't a lot of work going on in the streets and stuff like that, because in Mexico they want people to stay, stay out of work and make sure that they vote. It wasn't obviously like a national election; it was more regional based and state basis, from what I assume. But I also thought it was real funny because I met your husband, I met Ian for a drink, and the bar was not serving alcohol because politicians to come in and buy people drinks so that they will render their votes. So I thought that was quite funny.
You got a little taste of real Mexico.
Yep. But I mean, I don't know if I was to return and do that unless I did it on a vacation day or the voting day, if
Right.
that would happen the same. I'm sure when I go back, it will be busy, more crowded, but the roads were almost at times completely empty, which made it even. I mean, I think it's a combination of both. So I'm, not going to say it was the best. I think that day and having it be like that, you just thought it was like amazing.
And Kenny, I know for you, you had some worries and a little bit of anxiety ahead of time, which is totally normal. Um, tell me, how did Ian help you prepare to move and to pack up and to get ready to drive into Mexico and then for him to take over?
Uh, Mike's just a little bit more laid back about things, where I'm a little bit more meticulous. Um, I have to have things in order, every I dotted, every T crossed. Because if I don't, then if you're not prepared for everything, then problems are caused. So Ian, God love him, and you both were very patient with me. Um,
I
Ian
second that.
Yeah, Ian sat down and had this beautiful call with us, and I had written multiple pages of notes, and I left them on my desk. And our cleaner at that does our offices at work threw them away somehow. So of course here I am in this panic. But it was nerve-wracking because you're driving across the border for the first time, and here we have this nice big Sprinter van that's full, and it's like, oh God, what are they going to do? Is there something in this van that's going to get us arrested? The whole thing. And Ian was just perfect in preparing us for everything. And again, I can sit down and say I have anxiety and I get a little neurotic and stressed. And so Ian was really patient with me. Um, Ian was especially patient with Cooper because Cooper had to, whomever was in the passenger seat, Cooper had to lay across that person. But if I got in the back, Cooper would go back and forth, and it was very challenging. And Ian just laughed it off. And, we had a great time. The conversation was fun the whole way. We laughed, we listened to music. It was
Canadian
just,
metal. We listened
yeah.
to Canadian music. I had to give Ian all my favorite Canadian bands.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it was awesome. And I will tell you, it did. Having you guys both help us gave us a tremendous peace of mind, and it really helped me relax through the process.